everyone, I'm back with another sorting of my decks. I did try to film this a couple of weeks ago and then people were like, Lou, there's no sound, and there was no sound. So I'm refilming this. I did organize it a bit, but I'm going to show you the ones I decided to let go of as well as the ones I decided to keep. And then we'll go on to the third shelf in another video. I hope people are enjoying this. Just, you know, I did get my hair done. On the weekend, I finally left the house after 60 some days of, you know, other than like going for a little walk around the block, so to speak, and picking up grocery orders. Yeah, actually, you know, my hubby did that. So yeah, no, I just did a little walk around the block. This is my first like trip out of the house. I had to wear like masks and get your temperature checked, but we have had no new cases in 6 days, I think they said here. So everyone's feeling like tentatively like, okay, we think we can emerge now and do a few things, but we'll see. Hopefully that keeps up. I hope it goes. If you're watching this in the future, this is May of 2020, so we're in the middle of the whole coronavirus thing. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to show you the decks on this shelf that I decided to keep, and then I'll show you the decks that I decided not to keep. So first of all, I think I showed this in the one previous, but I have here the Brian Froud Fairy Oracle. This is like my favorite fairy deck. It is so good. I think it just really captures the essence of the Fae. He is so good at that. The next one on this shelf here is the classic Lenormand. It came in a Llewellyn box that was really kind of flimsy, so I ended up just, I know it's very, I've put an elastic band around it, very witchy of me, eh? But yes, I do love this Lenormand deck because it is like literally the classic Lenormand that people think about. Next I have the Kipper, the Fin de Sickle, I think it is, Kipper by Ciro Marchetti. This deck is beautiful. It's got like, again, I love magnetic glass. Beautiful. And it's got like silver gilding on it. The colors are like juicy and beautiful, so I love this deck. I feel like I want to know more about Kipper. There's not as much on it as there is Lenormand, although it is quite similar to Lenormand. Another Lenormand deck that I really love is the Celtic Lenormand. This is kind of like my summer Lenormand deck. It has like extra cards in it. There's like extra birds. There's like 2 women, 2 men. I think there's like 3 bird cards. I leave them all in because I would have like slightly different interpretations for all of the different ones. Then we have a new favorite of mine, the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. This is a great oracle. I thought it would be a little kitschy, but it's not. It's very dark actually, and it does not pull any punches. It does not sugarcoat things. It is a good deck. The next thing I have is the, I've got to find the other 2 coins, but the Good Fortune and How to Attract It. It's basically a modern version of the I Ching. So this is it's by Titania Hardy. Anyway, it's the I Ching basically. You toss the coins, one side has sun on it, one side has a moon on it. Oh, there we go. Moon, sun. And then you throw them and then you make basically an I Ching, and then you look up what number it is here. And it gives you kind of a modern interpretation. I don't use it that much, but it is unique, so I am keeping it. We also have the Celtic Tree Oracle, a system of divination. I've had this for a long time. This is probably one of my first non-tarot decks. I got this in the 90s. It came in a wooden box. I don't know if it still does. I don't know if this is still available anymore. Came with a little book. And then it has the cards in 2 things here. And they are, it's the Ogham. Sorry, my throat. Ugh. The Ogham cards. And it even came with a little notepad, which I still have here. Oh, lighting's not letting me do that. There we go. You can see a little better there. Okay. So yes, so that one is very different. I don't use it for a lot of readings, but I do sometimes use it like in rituals and things. Next, I have the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, artwork by Selina Fennec. The box is a little flimsy, but I do still keep it in this box. I really like these cards. These are very like springtime cards to me, so I've been using these a fair bit. All right, let's put this back. Let's see what we have next. Next we have the Oracle of the Mermaids, which I'll pull out in like 1 second here. The Oracle of the Mermaids. I love this deck for the summertime. It's probably my only mermaid deck, but I did have the Jasmine Beckett Griffith one, but I didn't like it as much. This one I like a lot more. It is a little problematic with a couple of cards, but overall I quite like this deck. It's very summery. I will be using that this summer. Next I have the Oracle of the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. I really love this one. This is like my goddess deck. I pull a card every month, different tree energy for the month. Really love this deck. It's so beautiful. Love the tree energy. Next we have the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. I use these for chakra readings. This one, you know what, the artwork isn't my style, but it reads so well. It's such a great and unique deck. Next I have the Animal Spirit Oracle cards. This is one of my favorite Oracle decks. I use this in my daily draws every day. It just gives me an animal for the day. My animal today is Badger. And so I quite like this deck. Next I have the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. This is my Vesta deck. I always, I think of Vesta, home and hearth, yes, but she's also a priestess. And so this is a very shamanistic type deck. So I use this as my Vesta deck, and I usually pull these on like full moons for her, and I really love working with this deck for that. Next I have the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This was my daily draw deck for a long time. It is now my Juno deck, Juno or Hera. I use this for like relationship type readings. It does have like a general message, a relationship message, and a prosperity message. I use this now for the relationship message, so I've sort of repurposed this deck. But I find, yeah, I really like it. I work with this when I work with Juno. This is the deck I use. Next... I'm trying to put things back as I sort of talk about them, but we'll see. We have Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides, another animal deck. This is my Saturn deck, and I don't really know why, because I don't know if we associate Saturn so much with animals, but there's something about this deck that really works with that. I use this for drawings about I work with Saturn when it comes to like my work. And so I use this deck for draws when it comes to Saturn. This one I don't quite like as much as the Spirit Animal deck, so I don't use it in daily draws. The other thing I don't like, I like the messages on this one, but they've all got this weird sort of corrugated feel to them, like the cardstock, which is a bit weird. But it is an okay deck. I do like it for, like I said, for working with Saturn. It seems to work. Next we have the Enchanted Map Oracle, another Colette Baron-Reid deck. This also was a daily draw deck like years ago. Now it's become my Ceres deck, Ceres or Demeter deck. So when I work with her, I work with this one. This is a very gentle but straightforward kind of deck. I really like this. Also very land-based, if you know this deck. So it worked really well with her with an Earth Goddess. Next we have the Past Life Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. I do not use these cards much, but when I do past life readings, I'll pull two cards from this as sort of clues as to that past life. There's just not enough variety. Like, really, how can you put all of past lives in 44 cards? You just can't, right? But it does give some ideas. Next, I have a couple of decks that I don't have a package for anymore. I have here the Rune cards by Silver Rainwolf. I don't know if these still are in print. This is my favorite Rune deck. I do have like the little ceramic tile runes, but I don't actually use them much. I really love these because they have the rune and they have a picture that goes with the rune that really kind of describes what that rune is about. So when I do rune readings, I actually use these as well, because I think these are just gorgeous too. So this is my Rune deck. This is a deck I've also had since I think the 90s, early 2000s. I've had this for years. I still have the book. It came again in one of those flimsy Llewellyn boxes, so I don't have the box anymore. Next is the Druid Animal Oracle. This is a classic. The artwork on here is just gorgeous. This is my god deck, so I pull one of these. I pull a tree card for the goddess every month, and I pull one of these animal cards for the god each month. This month I have Salmon as the god card, the animal card, and I have Indian Bean as the tree card, which is not a tree that grows here. It's a little too cold for that, but apparently down south, like in southern US, it grows. Next, I have the Karma Angels. I don't use this deck much, but more is like I don't use it in readings. But because I'm an art history, like a person, and when I studied art history, like I have a degree in fine art. When my art history, Yetsu art history is part of it, I did a lot of stuff with medieval art, and this is just like, it's got gold leaf and beautiful medieval angels on here. It is just gorgeous. So this is more of like an art reference for me, so that's why I'm keeping this particular one. And then finally, I have here the Romany Fortune Cards book and card pack. So this is a cartomancy deck. The little deck's here. The book's like attached here. A friend gave me this for my birthday one year. This cartomancy deck is okay. It's like one of these mixed cartomancy deck where it has like the Lenormand, but then it also has like some of the German cards as well, like the pig and the cat and the hearth, things like that. So I do use this sometimes in readings as well. And it's just like a very different kind of deck. So that's what I have there. All right. Put some of these away. So those are the ones on this particular shelf that I decided to keep. And as I put these back, I'm going to let you know there were some that I did decide not to keep anymore. Just they didn't really speak to me. They're probably going to go either, I'm either going to sell them or give them away or something. But they're definitely going in the to be loved by others pile, because I'd rather have decks that I actually use in some capacity rather than just sitting there as part of a collection. So the first one I started to get rid of is the Kyle Gray Angel Prayers card. There's nothing wrong with this deck. I just don't really use it. When it comes to Kyle Gray decks, I definitely resonate more with the Angels and Ancestors and the Keepers of the Light Oracle. This one, not so much. I mean, it's cool. It's a very masculine type deck, and I definitely appreciated it as an alternative to the kind of sweet Doreen Virtue type angels. But I don't know. I feel like this may go to another home. The next one is the Crystal Angels cards by Doreen Virtue. They're beautiful, but they just don't speak to me. There's like Sapphire, Topaz, Dolomite, like they've all got this beautiful angel. And this is kind of when Doreen, she made these when she was kind of going through her crisis, and she was trying to be Christian, but then also, was before she had totally gone off the deep end and rejected like everything and anything except for this very extreme narrow band of Christianity. Well, Christianity, I don't think her brand is real Christianity, to be quite frank. That's a side note for another day. But anyway, I just don't resonate. I think they're beautiful, and I think someone else may get a good use out of these cards, but I just don't use them. The next are the Crystal Reading cards. I don't use these very much. Again, nothing wrong with this deck. It's beautiful. It's got like the nice, again, me and magnetic closures. Love a magnetic closure. It's got like a nice book. It's got nice cards in there. When it comes to crystals, I find I'm using the Colette Baron Reid crystal deck a lot more. And then another crystal deck I'm just not using is the Crystal Wisdom Oracle, and it even comes with a little carnelian. And it's got this like top opening with the cards and a book. Again, nothing wrong with this deck, but I just don't really use it very much. So I'm thinking those will go in the giveaway pile. So I hope you've enjoyed going through stuff with me. Next time I'm gonna work on this shelf here with you. So yeah, let me know if you're enjoying this. If you're interested in getting a reading with one of these decks, I can go to my Etsy shop, shameless plug. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this, and as always, peace and love.